Brought to you by Penguin.
A Message from Ukraine by Volodymyr Zelensky, read by Kolpakchi. Preface. We are here. Volodymyr Zelensky's most important speech was also his shortest. It lasted about 32 seconds and was delivered 38 hours after Russia began an unprovoked, all-out war against his country. Dressed in khaki, Zelensky filmed himself outside a government building on his phone. In the background stood various members of his senior team. "Good evening, everyone," he said. "We are all here. Our soldiers are here. Civil society is here. We defend our independence. And this is how it will always be from now on." By the time the video appeared on social media on the evening of the 25th of February, Ukraine had been under relentless fire for more than a day. Russian paratroopers were storming a military airport in Kyiv. Commandos were hunting for Zelensky, and people were fleeing their homes. There were rumors, spread by Russian officials, that Zelensky had left the country, and that his government had collapsed. This half-minute video proved otherwise. In the hours, days, and months that followed, Zelensky would address his country, the Russian people, and the world over 100 times. In the first 200 days of the war, he gave 81 speeches to foreign audiences, and even more addressed to his own people. His speeches would draw comparisons with Churchill, and his khaki t-shirt would become a global fashion icon. The Ukrainian flag would fly over government buildings and private homes across the Western world. The Brandenburg Gate and the Eiffel Tower would be lit in its yellow and blue. But it was this short video that would have the greatest impact on the course of the war. It was proof that Putin's plan for a lightning-quick victory was failing. In fact, it had already failed. Zelensky did not run. The Ukrainian capital did not fall into Putin's hands, and people in the Russian-speaking east of the country did not welcome his troops with flowers. Zelensky was тут, here, in his place, reporting for duty, and so was his country. The president seemed like an unlikely war leader. He did not choose the part and did not prepare for it. In the weeks leading up to the invasion, he even downplayed its likelihood. But when American officials offered him an airlift within hours of Putin's invasion, his reply was concise. "I need ammo, not a ride." His words became an instant meme, along with those of the Ukrainian defenders on the tiny Zminy island in the Black Sea when a Russian Navy ship ordered them to surrender. "Russian warship, go fuck yourself." Zelensky's simple rhetoric highlighted a stark contrast between the warring regimes. The short, warm word тут, repeated 9 times in that first video's half-minute, felt like the kind of reassurance a parent might use to comfort a scared child whose house was being invaded. Zelensky's use of technology was also significant. Where Putin was a deluded dictator who broadcast at his subjects from behind the high walls of the Kremlin, Zelensky stood with his people. Posting a selfie video online showed Zelensky to be an everyman, an integral part of the social network that was Ukraine. By February 2022, Zelensky had been president for just under 3 years. Voters had first known him as Vasil Goloborodko, a plain-speaking history teacher who was miraculously catapulted into the job of president and takes on Ukraine's entire political system. The part Zelensky played in a television satire called Servant of the People. After launching his presidential campaign in December 2018, Zelensky's background as an actor and producer would prove crucial to his success. He knew how to mirror his audience, and voters recognized themselves in his likeness. He did not just speak at Ukrainians. He read their lips and articulated.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?